Have you ever met your childhood bully later in life? Yeah, and I almost did something really bad. There was a guy that bullied me every day at high school. He was a confident, in-crowd guy. He had lots of plastic friends and always took the opportunity to make my life miserable. He sabotaged my locker, bumped me in the hall with his mates, and he always had a smart aleck comment to call out when I was presenting in the class or in school. I responded the only way I thought I could, which was to never pass him the ball during sports. If we were ever on the same team or if I was on the opposing, I'd tackle him as hard as possible. I didn't have the confidence or the support network to help me through it, or the language to express myself to him. I ran into him at a hardware store some 20 years after school. I had my 14 and 12-year-olds with me, and he had 3 kids, about 11, 9, and 7. And he started with a gushing hello. He introduced me as a close friend from school, and I looked at his kids. They looked nice enough. I then whispered to him to come to the side out of earshot. I was shaking with rage because the adrenaline kicked in so quickly, and the hurt and embarrassment he had caused me came flooding back in. I told him that he was a real jerk to me in high school and his kids looked like well-adjusted human beings. I told him that unless he took his kids out of the store right now, I would tell them what a nasty, horrible, vindictive person their dad was, and he would have to explain why this guy he thought was a friend would say things like that about him. He left his kids at about 6 that evening. He knocked on my door and presented to me a bottle of wine and an apology for the pain he caused me at school. He thanked me for not blasting his kids. His reason? His dad and older brothers did it to him, and that's the way he thought you behaved. He had married a really nice lady who had educated him. The friendships and relationships were not built by treating people like he had treated me. He had always worried about me and felt guilty. He always wanted to catch up and apologize. And he and his wife knew that I would have crushed their kids if I had opened up on them at the store. And I'm super glad that I didn't.